I have made my way to Oak Tree Motorhomes in Nottingham. Rob reached out to me after he saw my video, my last video where I was saying I was struggling with power because solar's pants at the moment and my split charger's not really working, and you know it's just all building up. So they're gonna take them out, take that one out. I think I've just found a new Pepsi Max storage area. That's gonna be in the floor. So yeah, they're gonna take them out. I'm gonna save loads of weight, and it should be a real, it should be a game changer. So let's see what happens. So these are the lithiums that are gonna be going in there. Then we've got a new smart charger and battery to battery charger. Currently I've moved everything from all around up into the bed area to give access to the wardrobe and to the under the sofa, and yeah, it's all ready to rock and roll. I mean, one of the main reasons I need lithium is like right this minute, it's Monday morning and I'm currently 41 amps down. So, and with the weather, I mean, look at this, the weather the way it is, I'm just not making the solar back.
Okay, so we're back here with Darran a couple of days later after the first video.
As you can see from the smile.
We've completed the installation of 2 lithium batteries.
Yep.
Replacing 3 lead.
Yep.
We used the 110 low height ones actually, that are also very good for going under seats and things, even though they're in the back here. They retail at $749.
Yep.
So come with a 6-year guarantee.
That's perfect.
So if you can see the batteries down here, we've just mounted them next to his inverter there. We had to do quite a bit of work on his wiring, it left a little bit to be desired, so we wanted to beef up a few cables and just make sure everything was as it should be.
Yeah, so the cabling that I had wasn't adequate for what was there, and it needed beefing up, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
So from the batteries to the fuse box has been beefed up.
We ran new thicker diameter cable because we didn't want a voltage drop. It wasn't ideal, and we just wanted to do a nice install and make it.
And then the electricians have completely.
Yes, we'll move to the cupboard, and you can just see
revamped
him there. If you can get around there. Oh, does it? Lovely. So you can see he already had the MPPT controller. He already had that, and that's a smart one with. Hopefully with some amazing editing you'll see the app come up on this later. Bluetooth, and then he's got the DC to DC or battery to battery charger, which is used to increase a nice steady current from the alternator when you're charging, so that replaces the split charge relay. And then we replaced the bottom charge. That is a Victron IP22 smart charger, because Darran had got some issues with his existing charger. Was that a Sterling?
It was. No, it was.
It'll be on the other video.
What's the main thing in Auto Trail?
It's not Nubio. Sergeant.
It
was a Sergeant charger that had sort of about given up.
Yeah, it had come to the end of its life.
Come to the end of its life.
It was giving me like 2 amps or something, 3 amps.
And that's just a 20 amp charger. We put a clamp meter on yesterday, and it's giving him about 18 amps at the batteries.
He says just a 20 amp charger. That is worlds away from what I was at. So now I am. When I was on hookup here, I'm just absorbing so much. So much more can be punched in, and they can accept it. So that's.
What were you getting before in your other charger?
So like if I was on a campsite, I was probably getting like 5 or 6.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So now when you say just 20, that is, even at 5, that's 4 times the amount.
Yeah.
Just going to a campsite. So if I had to go to a campsite just to recharge, I now don't have to go as long, even if I had to.
No, like 10 hours.
Yeah,
10 hours will charge
I
2
can go for
batteries.
one night instead of 2.
Yes.
Which is a saving, but also I don't have to now because I've got the DC to DC.
Yeah.
The battery to battery. Whilst I'm driving to said campsite, I'll be charged up.
That's
along
the
with
point.
the solar.
So we also dropped the clamp meter on the batteries yesterday with the engine running.
Yeah.
And the DC to DC really surprised me. We were getting 34, 35 amps into the batteries on tick over.
In the workshop, so there was no solar.
No.
There was no solar interfering with that number. It
30,
was just
33, 35 amps, and
that's mad.
fantastic. I was really impressed.
Brilliant.
So your little drive to work every day now is going to be very productive.
Yeah. Well, I've moved the motorhome this morning from across the yard to this point where we are now, and turning it on because there's a little bit of solar outside now. I mean, it says I'm getting 8 amps right now, but when I moved it across the yard, it was at 42 amps.
What? With the engine and the solar.
With the engine and the solar.
Wow, okay.
42 amps, 44 amps.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's better than I thought we could achieve.
That's incredible.
That is great. Yeah.
I mean. And I do, I go travelling a lot around the country just to meet other people, do meetups, YouTube meetups and van life meetups. So travelling and charging is gonna be a game changer for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm really pleased with that.
With the lithium being able to accept it, it's gonna be
And interestingly, the first night that you stayed here, because obviously it's been a few day job, the wiring needed a lot of tidying, and we are going to do a few other jobs which Dan will talk about.
Yeah.
We fitted one battery. Time we tidied the wiring up, we got one battery in for the night. We put him in our compound. He stayed on site at the back. We plugged him into mains, and I gave him a little 2 kilowatt fan heater that our valeters use when they're working in the vans. I says, we'll use that instead of your gas. I says, but remember not to plug it into the inverter. Yeah. What did you do?
It didn't register. I don't know why, but so in there, as you can see, I've got 2 plugs. So one for when I'm on the hookup and one for the inverter. Now, I didn't change it. I left it on the inverter. So I've, come in for the night. I'm bedding down. Got a little 2 kilowatt electric heater still plugged into my inverter, which then will take it from the battery. And there was only one. I'm sitting here minding my own business, eating my dinner, and then I hear a bleeping sound, and it was the BMV saying that the battery's getting low. I'd pulled 75 amps out of 110 amp lithium.
That hadn't been fully charged at that point. No.
And the lithium it weren't complaining at all. It was still at 13.4 volts or something like that.
So the voltage was
still rocketing high. But to pull 75 amps, and I didn't do this on purpose. This was just a complete, fluke. I ballsed up. But pulling 75 amps out of 110.
When we spoke in the morning and you told me, I thought, well, what a great test.
It's a test, definitely.
A demonstration of the voltage and power.
Yeah, I mean, you'd never get 75 amps.
At that kind of voltage.
Out of a 110 LED. No. Never.
You'd have done permanent damage to the battery.
Yeah, it'd have been permanent. I would have known because the lights would have gone dim and everything, but everything was still on, everything was still fine. But
Well, that's what it is with lithium. The voltage is that great, and again, I use it a lot as an example. It's like with your iPhone. I've got an iPhone. When I'm down to 1 or 2%, it still operates at 100% work, and then it just suddenly goes off.
Still got 100% light screen.
That's what they do. They'll give you everything and then just suddenly die.
Yeah.
So the voltage is usable.
Yes.
Every amp is usable virtually.
Yeah, and we've already said even if I only go down to 80% of discharge, I've still gained so many more amps.
Yes.
Because of what they're usable.
Well, that'd be 160 usable amps if you took it down 80 out of 110 and still left a bit in the battery.
Yeah.
Before you were using.
Oh, before I didn't like going below 70.
Yeah.
Which is
on 3 batteries.
On 3 batteries.
Right.
I didn't for 2 reasons. One, because obviously you can't really go down low.
No.
And 2, because it's a hole I can't get myself out of.
You can't recharge the back.
If I get down to like 50%, which technically you can, they say you can go to, how am I going to recharge that? In the situation I was in, with the charger going onto a campsite was taking forever, with trying to charge with the power packs, it's the same situation because the charger was pants. my split charger was giving me like 3 amps, 4 amps.
So if you turn your engine on, it's
Yeah.
a very uneconomical way to use a gallon of diesel to put a few amps in.
And even if I drive to Scotland, I'd have had to have drove that far probably to actually get that amount of time and that amount of amps in. So
we can say so far it's been a success.
Oh yeah, it's definitely been a success.
Night and day.
It's completely, and I haven't even really, you know, I mean, that first test was a fluke test.
Well, last night's the first night in the van.
Yeah,
with
first
it all
night
working, and you said it's gone back up. Did you just go?
Yeah, so we settled down last night, and I was plugged in, but then I thought it said it was at 100%, so I thought we'll give it a test. I unplugged. I'd done all my night. I plugged my MacBook in, charged that up, you know, doing everything, cooking, all the lights on. And I went down to about minus 25 amps.
So you used 25 amps in the
I
whole
used
night.
about 25 amps through the night, and then I woke up about 7 o'clock this morning, and 7 o'clock it was at 0. So we were breaking even in the grim.
So you put 25 amps back in.
No, we were breaking even, as in the solar was now still.
Oh, okay.
Now
so the solar was actually working.
The solar was able to break even on what was running at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Which is quite a because it isn't sunlight by then.
And the angle of the sun is very
So then, but now we're only at what we at? We're at 10:30. Yeah, bang on 10:30, and I've already put in about 15 amps back in
with whatever else you've used.
Yeah, with what I've used on top.
Well, you put in more. Well, you had more because you've used some of that.
Yeah, so probably put in about 20 amps.
Okay.
With what I've used.
By 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So I've only got, you know, and if I go for a drive now, that'll all be done, you know, by the time I get to wherever I go. You know,
putting like 40 amps in with a bit of solar in
your. I'd be done before lunch.
No, that's great.
Completely.
That's better than I even expected.
And this is winter.
Yeah.
You know, so this is. If it works this good now, I mean, it's gonna kick a new one in summer when the sun's proper up. That's gonna be rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think we've covered most things. Is there anything else that we missed?
No, I think that's it. So every install's different, isn't it? Every install's different. You need to, you know, like I say, we've gone over a few things of what I want to use, what I need it for, and you know, so it's definitely worth having a chat. And you know, if you're considering it, you know, you don't need 2 batteries. Not everyone needs 2 batteries.
No,
not everyone.
You could probably manage on one and a normal solar panel for the average use.
For the average users, you know, 2 isn't essential. 1, you know, could be more than enough.
Yeah,
you know, and
we've also, like I think we mentioned it earlier, so we've gone from 3 lead batteries to 2. We've reduced 50 kilos in payload,
give or take a couple of kilos.
Giving you a bit more space for a little locker.
Oh yeah, that locker's going to be turned. That's got a little project
well, it's all valuable, isn't it?
That's a little project. Yeah. That's going to be a Pepsi Max little chiller down there. Yeah. So that's great.
Full of cans.
So that's given me more content for the channel, and I've got lithium. I mean, what more do you want?
Brilliant.